go.
That's not how this works, lady. I need you to be happy.
This is all you gonna get right now. Let's go.
All right, y'all. What's up? Good. Shit. What's today? Good day.
I don't know what today is.
Good evening. Good morning. Whatever time it is.
You gonna do our intro or not?
Yeah, baby. I'm just trying to see how I'm gonna do my segue.
I got an attitude.
It's my attitude. My attitude. All right. So, what's up, y'all? My name's Greg.
And I'm T.
And we are the
Westbrooks.
Westbrooks. This is episode 4 of the G&T Go Get It podcast. Stay tuned to find out if we go get it.
What?
Or has it already been got?
I hate that tagline.
Nah, but maybe we'll come up with a new one. Y'all let us know what you think. I like it a little bit. 5 out of 10. That's love right there. But that's love though, see? That's how it works. Anyways, so we're going to get right into this episode. Because this is actually a funny topic that we talked about. But the first topic I want to talk about is spouses pushing each other's buttons. And I wanted to start it.
Perfect way to start.
No, I wanted to start it out with. I remember T.D. Jakes and his wife were having the conversation, and it was like something about 90% of the time that he was mad at her for doing something, he thought she did it on purpose or whatever. It was based on an assumption. Mm-hmm. And so, for both of us, we do make assumptions, but I think the thing about pushing buttons that's funny is that it's not always on purpose.
No, you know what you're doing.
Well, no. Sometimes, like, yes, just a few minutes ago I did. That was a direct,
so
like,
this is
me
what
pushing
happened.
your buttons. But I have a very subconscious sarcasm.
I don't want to hear all that. So this
It's
is what
ingrained
happened.
in me.
This is what happened. This is the story. We were supposed to pod yesterday, but we didn't because I had some hiccups on the website that I was working on. So the schedule got off track. So today we supposed to pod early in the morning. I was feeling a little bit lethargic, and then I had to do some work early on, check in with my team, stuff like that, send out some stuff. And Mr. Greg over here with anxiety just was like catching the attitude. But then he calmed down. So we sit down, and I'm like, okay, baby, we gotta move this along because we have a private tour at our studio, Photo Op Nashville, and we have to get there to make sure we set up before, so everything is okay. He took that opportunity to get smart with me. Like, for what? For why? Why?
I was just saying, now we rushing, like,
look,
all of a sudden we're in a rush. It's like, I actually just found this out. I thought this was because of my dad. It might be a Taurus trait also, which my dad is, but it's a Libra trait that if you make them late, you fuck up their whole day.
We're not late.
That's the other thing.
Oh, God.
This did come from my dad or from Alpha, but being on time is being late. So if you show up on time, you're late. 15 minutes early is on time. Mm-hmm. And so I don't like having to like rush and do stuff because it just makes me feel crazy. That is a major source of anxiety for me.
In my life,
so I had to calm down. So yes, I do. Yes. I do take responsibility. And yes, that was a situation where I was pushing your buttons.
He was pushing my button.
But
on purpose. Right, but how you like right before we pod? I'm like, are you serious? But okay, touche. I get it. But yes. Oh no. Oh well.
It was faced that way. Hopefully it works out.
Maybe I could tune it out. Hopefully it don't pick it up as background noise. But so anyway.
Yeah. So
what were you talking about?
Yeah, I just feel like don't push each other's buttons in certain situations where people are stressed or rushed, because then you cause people to act out of character and be like frazzled and stuff like that. That's not really cool. But I do think it's funny when y'all are in like a calm situation if it's playful. But other than that,
I don't like it. I'm
it's
not
not.
gonna. I don't. I really. I just don't like. I don't like my buttons being pressed, and I don't like to like pick with other people. I guess unless it's kind of funny, but I don't know. I'm a Cancer. Crazy.
I can't think of any examples of you doing it now, but you are. I mean, you don't like go out of your way to make me crazy, but yes, you mess with me. Like when I lose stuff, when I can't find stuff, you be like.
It's only in response to you. So what'll happen is this is what'll happen because Greg is king sarcasm, king jokes, and I am queen of I know what to say, but I don't.
You know what to say to what?
I know what to say to
push my buttons.
To push your button.
Oh, okay, comes out.
But I don't use my wild card. You know what I'm saying? I keep it in the stash. So he'll say something smart like. I got glass. I have glasses, so I lose my glasses a lot for some reason, or I lose the case, right? So I'll be like, "Dang, where's my case to my glasses? Look at you, you're always losing your glasses. Where your glasses at? You know you can't see." And I'm like, "Okay, king of losing your wallet, your keys, and everything else. Gotta talk shit."
See, the problem is I got too many pockets.
Okay.
Like, okay, do people... Alright, guys, tell me, like, when you come to the crib, do you take the stuff out of your pockets before you undress? I feel like, for whatever reason, I don't ever do that. And it's a terrible habit, but it causes me to just have stuff everywhere. Like, the pants are over there, the jacket's hanging up over there. So... And then I'll forget which jacket I had on.
I call him the king of... Wait, what did I say this morning? I can't look for nothing, or like, what am I?
Okay.
The king of I can't find it.
I don't.
Be like, where is this? Where is this? I come in and be like, it's right here, baby.
You put stuff on top of stuff.
I think
that's like a normalized thing for you.
Looking for things.
I would rather spread stuff out so I can see it. I don't need to lift something up like, oh, I remember it was under the pillow.
No, that's not. Well, yes. Okay. Yes.
You lifted up the pillow? Okay, whatever. Anyways, yeah, if it's playful, have fun with it. If y'all are, in a situation where that's okay, I feel like you should definitely take consideration into how your spouse feels about it. So I definitely don't feel like I do it in a,
It's nice to have a friendship, though.
Yeah, it's not in a mean-spirited way. It's not like I'm doing it at the expense of you, like, about to go cry or something.
Yeah, because if I start tearing up, then you're going to be like, oh, gosh, what's wrong? So, yeah. Don't press each other's buttons on purpose. That's the moral to this story. But I'm glad I got that frustration out. Because I was mad.
Big mad.
Yes, I was big mad.
Y'all probably saw her face change. It's like
I was giving. This podcast is about to be real dry.
Okay, dry. So the next topic is.
I keep adjusting my shirt. It's really because I'm trying to show y'all this shot black. But yeah. Why you looking at me like that? I'm saying.
It wasn't looking like nothing. I even forget my train of thought. Oh, so yeah, the next topic is 5 love languages, and
you're gonna have to refresh my memory.
I wanted to touch on this because I feel like we read the book. It's been like almost 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. Like
it's
before
crazy.
We got married.
We've been together for 7 years.
And
y'all.
we haven't really revisited the book until the other day when we were just checking on something. But we constantly like check on it because it is a great reminder of things that you need to be doing to fulfill your spouse's needs.
Right. Dang, that
emotionally, physically, blah, blah, blah. So the love languages directly apply to, your needs. Look at you.
Okay.
So they are acts of service, quality time, physical touch,
words of affirmation, gifts,
and receiving gifts. Receiving gifts.
I knew that one.
And so basically there's like a little test that you can take. I'm pretty sure it's online, but basically it's a series of questions that tells you what type of or how you best receive love. And so a lot of people are different, and it has a lot to do with how you were brought up, the type of nurturing that your family provided for you, and then maybe previous relationships or different things like that. But whatever your love languages are, they're pretty consistent in the sense of like these are the things that you care about the other person doing for you.
Right.
And so we've talked about before. It's not your responsibility to make your spouse happy, and it's not your responsibility. That's a self responsibility, but it is your responsibility to make your spouse's life better and easier and more joyful. Like that's the point of two people coming together. Otherwise, I would just be kicking it by myself.
Preach, preacher.
And so so let's talk about the love languages. What are your top love languages that you would say about yourself?
Okay, let's do what, because we talked about this. So I'll do what I want to receive, but then what I give, because I think that that's important. Because people usually give what they want to receive, but that's not how love language works.
So you could be giving it, and it's not, the person don't even care because they're like, and then you're like, I just did all this, and they don't really care about that particular type of love language.
Right.
That's not how they speak it. But
exactly.
Go ahead.
So my top, what do you want me to do? Top 2 or 3?
Let's do
2. Okay, so my top 2, I would have to say, is receiving gifts and words of affirmation. And the way that I
normally give love
is because I'm a grandiose type of gift giving person. So giving gifts and words of affirmation, but I also throw a little physical touch in there. Yeah.
Oh, because you be cold.
No, this was me touching you.
Okay. Yes, not the same for me.
Right.
My first one is physical touch, and then the next one is actually quality time.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking about it yesterday because I was like, the other ones is not that I don't necessarily care about them, but it's just not normalized for me. And then so for me, I like giving quality time, I guess, and then I like giving acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird because you said it's normally what you like. I don't like when you do stuff for me a lot of times.
It's so weird. So it is
so it's not the same
weird,
with that.
Because like cliche husband wife duo dynamic. The wife is like, the husband wants the wife to like, I don't know, cook, clean, wash my drawer. The 1950s stereotype of what a wife should do. But whenever, and I learned this early on with Greg, like he's very, very independent. Like he cooks for himself. He pretty much is a self-sufficient man. And I've never ran across a man quite like him, that where he wants to do things himself. Which is great for me because I'm very, I'm like, hey, do whatever you want to do. I'm that type of person. So, yeah, it just works. But, yeah.
I think
you
that's funny that you
give,
said that.
you show love doing acts of service, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's probably your third one as far as receiving. It made me just think about wanting to do stuff myself. Like, I'm the youngest, and so I got the least of, like, people trying to tell me what to do. I mean, I got the most of people trying to tell me what to do. And so, not only did my parents do that, but all 3 of my siblings.
Everybody so trying to tell you what to do.
Right, it got to be to the point where it's like, I'm going to figure out how to do this myself. Like, I want to do it. I I think that translated to, like, me learning and knowing how to cook and do things.
No, he's, like, really independent. Like, he doesn't want... Like, the only time that... Because I, like, even making him a plate. I'd be like, hey, baby, I'm about to go I'll make both of us a plate. And I look around, he got his own plate in his hand. He's already getting started. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
but
it's well, that made me think about, like, the old, like, kind of black woman mother-to-daughter relationship where it's like, you better not let your man fix his own plate. And it's like,
yeah,
it's very outdated as far as gender roles. But in situations where it's like your family or like a gathering with your friends, I don't really want to be around the food, so that's normalized for me, and vice versa.
Yeah. Because it's just, being comfortable. But what was I going to say? Oh, the only time that I find myself being able to show, like, acts of service is when you're sick. Because he can't do anything.
Oh my gosh.
But he is like the meanest sick person, y'all. He's so grumpy. But
it's the worst because it's like I want to do my own stuff.
Yeah, so he's mad.
And I don't like being waited on. Like
he's mad at me for doing stuff for him, and also mad because he can't do them himself.
It's the
and
worst. Most men
sick.
Are babies when they're sick.
So it's like
Yeah.
So, but I get to like cater to him and like, baby, you want this, and give him a lot of choices. And are you okay? But then he starts to get irritated when I'm like, he wants to be left alone.
When I get baby, that's another youngest sibling thing. Like, baby, are you okay? Like, unless you my mom, it's just weird. Like, I don't like that.
I'm not his mom,
So, yeah, but no. If y'all are watching this or listening to this, check out Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman.
Yes.
The book I think was like, it's relatively inexpensive. It's like less than $10, and it's not a long read, but it goes in detail about all 5 of the love languages. Mm-hmm. It talks about reasons why you would have, why those things are important to you specifically. It doesn't go into like astrology, but I'm sure that plays some sort of role in this.
Yeah, I was gonna say it just gives you kind of a guideline on how to show your partner that you appreciate them in a way that they understand, so that they can be more receptive and loving, and it helps you learn more about yourself, and it's a good read as to do as a couple.
Yeah, we got a blog coming out about that.
Yeah, like if people wonder why we act like we're BFFs, it's because we are. But we do read together. We do a lot of things together because we actually like each other, and I think that is something that a lot of people don't talk about or don't notice. But you should like your spouse and find new ways to learn to appreciate them and show, love and affection. And
that's really funny. It's like an amazing segue. You know what the next topic is?
What?
How much time should you be spending with your spouse?
Oh my gosh, it's quality time. So we were talking about one of your love languages is quality time, or spending quality time. And it made me think about this question because we work together. So I think for me, the question is, what is quality time to you? Because we spend so much time together, and sometimes I might think it's quality time, but it's really like work, chill kind of time. I don't know. But yeah, how much time should we be spending together?
Yeah. Honestly, so you made me think about something because I didn't really think about it like that. So I was going to talk about like the fact that we're in a pandemic. So we don't really just be leaving the house a whole lot, more than when we were at the beginning of the pandemic. But still, like, we're mostly in the house. And then we run businesses together. And so, like, work-related time is somewhat quality time because if it's related to us, like, having a discussion or, like, we're having, like, a strategy meeting or something like that, because I still get to, like, be involved with you. But, like, quality time for me is not like we're both doing our separate things, but we're next to each other. That's not quality time at all.
I'd be like, you next to me? We've been sitting together all day.
But, you know what I'm saying? If you're not, like, doing something together, so, like, that's really what it be. So, like, we're watching a movie, or I'm watching a movie, you're doing some work, or I'm doing some work, you're watching a movie, or watching something on YouTube. That's really just time. But I was saying, because of the pandemic, it's easy for us to like sit in the bed and do work on our laptops and get work done that way. It is it's easy to spend a lot of time doing that. Go down not necessarily like a rabbit hole, but spend a lot of time doing work because it's like a very comfortable thing. Like my dad's like, I never want to go back to the office. Mm-hmm. It's like once you get to be at home, you know what I'm saying, maybe you only have to wear whatever up top, or You in your drawers all day. Like, for creatives especially, it's so freeing to be allowed to, like, just live in your truth. I feel like for creatives especially, and people that are, like, introverts, having to go to work is, like, a whole thing, right? So it's, like, a whole thing on top of the fact that you, like, have to be at work. So it's like, damn, I don't want to talk to nobody today.
Exactly.
I don't want to see nobody today. And so some jobs that you go to, you have to, like, physically talk and see people all the time. So I know that can be draining. So, like, power to all the people out there that are, like, working from home and are being much more productive than they ever were at the office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel.
Like, it's funny that you mentioned, like, the work thing, because I used to tell people, and we've talked about this, I'm a Cancer, so I am a person that I'm very empathetic, but one of the things is, like, when I go out into the world, it's draining for me to be around a lot of people because of the energy. So when you are a creative and you're able to work from home and kind of, like, you know, set your own schedule and wear what the hell you want to wear and get up if you want to, or, you know, I can go to the office when I want, or I can stay in bed and watch Netflix and work on, you know, my website or whatever it is. I think that's like, that's dope to be able to do. But going back to what you were saying about just overall spending time together, that's something that I really do want to work on, as far as designating, okay, this is our work time, and then this is our, you know, QT or quality time. Because it's like, even we'll be like, Greg will be like, okay, put your phone away, T. I'm like, yeah, okay. 10 minutes later, but okay. So, and we're about to watch a movie or whatever, and it could be 9, 10, 11:30 at night, and I'm still trying to work and spend time. It's just, yeah.
I think that, and this is difficult for me as well, but I think that, and we talked about this before, but just having, like, some type of routine or, like, some type of, like, dead stop where it's like,
right.
I think that you made a post about this on CGC not too long ago that was talking about, like, I'm allowed to close my laptop when I want. And it's like,
yes.
From when we were kids, like, you put this pressure on yourself, this immense pressure to get stuff done. Mm-hmm. And the more that you put that pressure on yourself, the more that you're gonna, like, be close to, like, burnout and that type of thing, especially when it comes to, like, entrepreneur.
Oh, this is a good segue for 50 Cent's book. I heard that it was a really good read. I haven't read it yet, but one of the things that I have heard that he discusses is putting so much pressure on yourself to, like, work hard, work yourself into the ground, and you don't take time to, like, get rest. And that is hustling backwards, because you need your rest so that your mind can be sharp.
Right.
Because that's using your mind and strategy is what gets you to, you know, accomplishing whatever goals you want to accomplish. So that was just a good segue for that. If you want a good, you know, read as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, but we should check it out.
Oh, I already got it. I just got to start it.
Do we have? Is it on Audible? Mm-hmm. He's reading it.
He's halfway through it.
I'm saying, he is reading it.
Oh, I don't know if it's his voice. I'll play it.
I think that would
afterwards.
be funny.
I'm gonna see. Yeah.
50 Cent ass.
You better be reading it. That'll be a very entertaining read.
Yeah. Right. It's just your personality, right? So yeah, I think so in general, like, how much time you should spend with your spouse, I think that y'all should have, like, a discussion about it. And this kind of goes back to, like, the love languages thing. If neither one of y'all love language is quality time, maybe it's less time. I can't imagine both people not having that as one of their love languages. But
it's very interesting though, because, like, when we first started dating, I used to wonder, because we spent so much time together. I used to wonder, and people would ask, like, do you get tired of, like, don't y'all get tired of each other? Or be like, no, like, we chilling, we cool, we have fun. So, like, it's a strange concept like to me to hear, like, okay, maybe it'll work if you spend less time together. It's like, why are you a couple?
Yeah, that's right. That's what needs to be normalized. Like, why do you not like your spouse or like your significant other?
Can y'all work through that?
So fucking
so
weird.
So that y'all can spend some time together.
We talked about this already. Sorry, I wasn't trying to cuss. But yeah, it's strange to not like your spouse or significant other. It's like, why are y'all together? Y'all might as well just be F buddies or whatever. Maybe y'all
raise
have
the kids
entanglement
or
whatever situation shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there does need to be like a conversation had, especially if like one of the two people or both of the two people feel like you're not spending quality time. And it can be easy. I know, especially like people like once you like start to have kids and
just more responsibility.
Maybe you have entrepreneur. I mean, you have multiple businesses that you're running, or your job is getting more hectic. It can be easy to fall into a pattern of not spending time. Mm-hmm. So I suggest like weekly date night or like.
Come on with the suggestions, baby.
I'm saying
he ain't won this episode.
Maybe it's like
getting it popping. What?
Maybe it's like every day at a certain time y'all spend that last whatever hour together, or if y'all go to sleep at the same time.
I mean,
sometimes people be on different schedules, so that can be difficult too.
Yeah, I don't really know about the different schedules thing. I think for us, we try to have a cutoff time during the week where we can just like, even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we're just like, let's put all the stuff away and let's hang out. And then the date night is always cool because it gives you something to look forward to. And as women, men always, they want, the bang, bang, bang or the let's get it on. But throughout the week, it's just work and like nothing else. No fireworks, no nothing. So having a date night is good to have the woman just be excited. So both of y'all can, have a good week.
Yeah, that's very true.
What was the TikTok we was saying we was gonna just stop fighting and go have sex?
Right.
Stop what you're doing.
Words of advice.
Go do it. Couples that are married.
So no fornicating?
No fornication.
If you're watching this, stop having sex. Stop fornicating. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, quality time. Make sure that y'all are aware of each other's like space and time also, because you could easily spend too much time with somebody. Like some people are just naturally like loners. Like I know that you like to be somewhat alone, so like I try not to encroach on her space. Like if she is in like work mode or whatever, like I'll just let her do her thing.
You're so good with that.
Yeah, it's interesting because yes, I'm used to being around people, but then I think about like when my brother graduated from high school and I was by myself for those 2 years. I think I kind of like
learn to adapt.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to enjoy your own company. That's my tip of the day.
I entertain myself.
Enjoy your own company. Learn to love yourself, and then when you spend time with other people, they'll enjoy your company too. Cause you lit. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, not really a great segue, but I wanted to finish this off.
What we talking about?
So this one is actually interesting because I've seen this so much recently. But it's chase your dream or keep your job. And well, yeah, you go ahead. I wanna listen.
Chase your dream or keep your job. So this reminds me of like that game that people play where it's like, who would you date, who would you marry, who would you kill, or something like that. But what I'm gonna say about this is keep your job until you are comfortable enough to take the leap to chase your dream. So if you're the type of person that loves the security of having a job or a salary or those vacation days, or you feel you may have a lot of responsibility or family, then I'm not going to tell anyone that they should not have a job or work in corporate America or have a career that's not focused on their dreams. But what I will say is, after taking the leap 3 years ago, because it's been 3 years, so after taking the leap 3 years ago, I have never been the happiest and most peaceful in my life. Although my journey is hard or difficult, and sometimes I'm like, I have an inner peace because I'm like, wow, I really get to wake up every day and chase my dreams. And that's like a invaluable feeling, that's something that I can't describe. So I say keep your job until you're ready to chase your dream.
You just made me think about something, and I think that, like, you hear all the time, like, history repeats itself. So, like, I was just thinking, like, yeah, millennials are out here, we're, like, starting businesses and doing stuff like that, but it's like not the baby boomers, but the generation before that, the silent generation, I think they're called. After World War II, they were the ones starting all the businesses. They're the ones that started almost every business we know of. You go look at, like, American history, all the businesses that were started between 1945 and 1955 are, like, most of the large companies that are still around.
Yeah.
And so what that did is it created, like, an entire country where the industry was, like, places like Walmart and, you know, big places. And this came a little bit later. I think, like, 70s, 80s is when, like, Walmart came around.
Right.
But started to put, like, a lot of the mom and pops out of business, and then you have, like, moving up to, like, 2008 when the stuff crashed, like, entrepreneurship wasn't big. And so now we're back in a place,
it's a resurgence,
where there's a resurgence of entrepreneurs. And so I've seen, like, all kinds of people on Facebook that I'm friends with that are, like, my age, my generation, that are, like, starting new businesses. So it's really cool to see. But I think one of the other points that I've seen a lot is that entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
Right.
And so,
and that's okay.
I say this all the time.
Okay.
It's really interesting when you think about the concept of, if you go look at the papers around education in this country, the entire curriculum is based on making people be good employees.
Right.
And so, you know, that's why when you're in kindergarten, you standing in line and you're doing all this stuff and you're following orders and essentially getting an A or getting a good grade is how well you can follow directions, right? I mean, if you break it down simply. And so let your kids be free thinkers outside of school, like, if that's an option. But I was just going to say, like, it's so important to make it open for people so that they can figure out if that's what they want to do. Like, if you just want to be put into the machine, right? Or do you want to start your own machine? And so I think that should be, like, an option. I think that we should start discussing that younger. But like you said, as far as chasing your dream or keeping your job, I do agree with keeping your job until you can make that step. I just saw this post where it was like, I'm rooting for everybody that has a full-time job and has a full-time side hustle, whatever.
I was talking to somebody else about that. I had to do that for a good 4 or 5 years. When people ask me about timelines, I'm the worst. I always give a range. So it's not because I'm not telling the truth or I'm not an honest person. It's really because my memory is just foggy with years and time. So things run together. But yeah, we literally had full-time gigs, and I worked as a financial analyst. He worked in finance and health insurance and different fields like that. What? Just thinking about is it causing you anxiety?
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't trade that stuff for the world.
Because it's the knowledge, right?
Yeah, it's the experience, right? Like, my background is in sales mostly, and so I have that experience. So running a business is a little bit easier because I know how to sell the stuff that we're trying to sell.
Right. You cannot skip the process. Like, you can't skip through the process. So if you find yourself in a position where you have to work, keep your job, and pursue your dream, that's just a part of the journey. And what it's going to teach you, it's going to teach you something that a lot of people won't have the experience to learn. And that is being able to manage such a massive workload and time manage and prioritize and just find a way to constantly be resourceful. So I say, yeah, work until you can work for yourself.
And I think that, this made me think about the conversation you had with Mr. Wallace
That's what I was gonna say.
Talking about
the problem with
especially for Black people in America.
Let's talk about
and in general, people in America, like, there are so many dreams that are killed, right? If you polled 100% of people at 5 years old of what they wanted to be when they grow up, and then polled them again at 25 and see what they're actually doing,
right.
I bet the percentage would be like less than 5%.
Exactly.
The world will kill your dreams.
So you gotta find ways to keep that hope and dream
You can't let
alive.
it. You can't let it. I mean, your parents might not agree. Your best friends might not agree. Everybody around you might say that you're stupid. But if that's your dream, go for it. Don't let nobody tell you
you
can't.
You got that dream for a reason.
We have a black president.
Yeah, look, nobody else has the dream that you have and can
black
execute it. And can execute it the way that you can execute it. So he was referencing, I do a podcast called Boss Up Talk, where I talk to leaders that are entrepreneurs and have built basically their dream careers. And so what he was saying was that, because we were talking about building black wealth through entrepreneurship. So one of the hurdles that we have to learn how to overcome is just overall being able to dream and think bigger. And that's in our everyday lives. That's in the businesses that we want to build. That's in whatever you think that you can accomplish. And you don't know what you don't know. So, in order to dream bigger, you have to put yourself out there and put yourself in positions where you can learn what you don't know. Because it's infinite possibilities.